Kwa majina naitwa Elima Khanaita. Kwa maisha yangu pesa niliyoishika mingi zaidi ni shilingi 15,000. Mimi maneno ya football nilianza kitambo.
Mimi sikuwa najua wife ana bet, na ningelijua by the way atungeliona kabisa, sababu mimi najuanga betting ni wale maidolas hawana kazi ya kufanya.
So mimi nilikuwa nafanya kisirisiri. So most of the time akiacha pesa, in fact pesa yake ndio nilikuwa natumia kubet. So akiacha pesa kwa nini kwa longi, mimi nikaenda kufua nachukua hiyo pesa natumia kubet. Kuja nini pesa yangu ilikuwa kwa mfuko, naambia hata nilinunua chakula.
So venye nilifika home nikabisha, akanifungulia mlango, akarudi immediately kwa kitanda na simu yake. Sasa yeye hakuwa anaachana na simu, nikashindwa nini fani, na hakuwa na wasiwasi. So hata mimi nashindwa ni mgonjwa ama nini.
So venye nilikuwa naangalia messages, akachukua simu kuangalia ni nini naangalia, akaona congratulations. Sasa akaniuliza hii ni nini. So
hata ndio nilikuwa nauliza mke wangu, hiyo video wewe sahau. Kwanza hiyo siku nikamwambia wewe lala, na anaweza kupea milioni 22, wewe ni wazimu.
Sasa akaniuliza hii ni nini, kamwambia ni kama nimewin pesa fulani. Akaniambia wewe tokanga hapa na mchezo yako, peleka mchezo huko.
So venye alipata message kwamba ati wametumia message ya kwanza ya 11 million kwa simu yake, akanionyesha. After
ku receive call nikasikia kwamba mimi ni mshindi wa 22 million. So hapo ndo nikamwambia pia, yeye akanyamaza kabisa, hakukuwa na lolote la kusema.
Siku hizi mimi naamini sana betting hiyo, na siku hizi kwanza hata mimi ndio kiongozi, mimi ndio na bet sana, na hata sasa hata niko na karatasi hapa wenye wana bet. Sioni kama kuna mtu ana bet kuniliko. Lakini kwa sawa kila wakati na analysis zangu na nini, baadaye hata siku hizi na bet sana hata kuliko mke wangu. Siku hizi atako down.
Tumeamua tuanze na job kwanza, tuinue biashara, then tuone ni nini tunaweza fanya next.
To understand how passionate sport betting fans are, one simply needs to log on to Facebook and type the word betting. Once you're in there, you'll see a flurry of groups, some with over 98,000 members. To learn more about this phenomena, I sought an upcoming sport betting consultant who bets on behalf of at least 10 of his peers. He helped shed light on how he got started.
I placed 6 teams using 10,000. I got 100,000. Then I went to my guys, I showed them the message. They were so excited, so they told me like, can you place for me the bet?
His list of clients is rapidly growing.
Right now I have 10 clients. Some of the clients I know them, some I don't know them.
Mumo proudly states that one of his clients won 45,000 shillings last month simply by following his advice. But he is quick to give a disclaimer.
If it doesn't work out, I won't help you.
The 24-year-old university graduate hopes to fully commercialize his venture in the near future. Those are 2 stories of individuals who have found purpose and money on betting platforms. But not everyone's story has a happy ending. Meet 26-year-old Kennedy Namu, a university student who borrowed 40,000 Kenya shillings from his sister for the sole purpose of betting.
I tried to convince my sister and nisaidia na pesa kiasi na start the business. Nikamconvince kumwambia tuko na best wengine wawili, we own laptops and 40,000 singekuwa kubuy vitu kama printer nini to set cyber shule. At last I agree. For example, kuna game ilikuwa ya Real versus Betis. Una bet sure win. But unfortunately, Bandred or draw, hiyo ndio nilikuwa nimeweka 10,000. That's -10. Hiyo ndio ingine nika bet 2,000, nikapata 4. Hiyo 4 una bet inaenda yote. Sasa nimeenda kwa bank, nimeona mpaka 6,000.
Mimi naweza ajua wazazi. Mtoto akikuitisha pesa, don't give him.
Ise kama go. There's nothing you ever gain easy ukusaidia.
Lakini ikiamua ni kukukula, my friend, utaumia tu. hii kitu ni ngori tu yani.
The key selling point of most sport betting companies in Kenya is that with 100 shillings, you can bet and win 1,000, thousands, or even millions of shillings. But what happens when you can't even get this 100 shilling note to bet with? To answer that question, we visit Kayole in Nairobi's Eastlands area. It is mid-morning on a Wednesday, but we quickly notice the number of youths out and about on the street. They are easily drawn to betting parlors like this one, where they hope to double or triple their money on manual slot machines. Football is still the theme here in this game of chance, where should the slot machine tally with your choice, then the welcoming sound of coins pouring out is music to their ear.
So naona saidia kaa vijana unaona. Naweza kata 10 na kupa 200. Kama unaona leo niko na 10 bob nimenipa lunch sahi.
Ni ngwaro merauka kwa mfuko kuna gefao. Unaona? Hii gefao ukienda kwa hoteli sahi, hauwezi kula usikie fiti. Lakini ukipiga kona mahali kama hapa ukuje weke hapa ugambo, labda umeamka na mguu fiti. Unaona? Ugambo ushanga imekumwagia hata so 5. Unaona? Sasa unaona hiyo siku imejipa hivyo.
The shop proprietor Martin Karanja runs this shop in partnership with some Chinese investors who provided him with the slot machines and a license.
Mimi mwenyewe kama kijana nimekaa hivyo sana bila kazi. So nilichukulia kama opportunity, nilichukulia challenge yangu kama opportunity. Nikaenda nikachukua pesa kwa Uwezo Fund, tukashikana na vijana, nikakuja nikaeka hii kazi.
Karanja says that only adults are allowed to play his machines, and he estimates that over 100 people visit his store daily. But not everyone is happy with the proliferation of slot machines in the neighborhood.
Kuna mchaina imekuja hapa, hii mchaina tupeleka hasara kila wakati. Sasa unakuja unaweka pesa, unakuliwa. Sasa hata kama jana nimekuliwa 2,000, sasa siko wax.
Sport betting is not a new phenomenon in Kenya, bearing in mind horse racing lovers have been placing bets on their favorite steeds since the colonial days. Nevertheless, it has remained a minority activity, so much so that the government has never seen it fit to fully upgrade the legal framework since 1966. Currently, PricewaterhouseCoopers estimates that the Kenyan gaming industry generated more than 1.98 billion Kenya shillings in revenue in 2014. By 2018, the report authors total gaming in Kenya, Nigeria and South Africa will be worth 37 billion Kenya shillings. Thus, if Kenya only takes 20% of that, then the local industry may be worth at least 7.4 billion Kenya shillings. 6 years ago, John Power, sponsor of the 2010 Kenya Horse Racing Derby, announced the release of an M-Pesa betting system which would allow subscribers to bet on football leagues across the world. That was then, and for some reason, Kenya was not ready for what they had to offer. 6 years later, according to the Betting Control and Licensing Board, there are over 27 sports betting licenses in the market, but they are currently carrying out an audit to see how many owners are actively using those licenses. Just like the gold rush of the Wild Wild West, each betting company is investing hundreds of millions of shillings in their marketing to woo the Kenyan consumer. It seems to be paying off, with one of the dominant players said to be netting 4 billion shillings in deposits per month. Now, it isn't just betting companies that are joining this gravy train. Leading mobile telecommunication company Safaricom is the platform through which most bets take place. A betting insider claims that SportPesa actually carry out 40 transactions per minute on the M-Pesa platform. Citizen TV was not able to independently verify this. Our attempts to contact their M-Pesa department for accurate figures on what they make of betting yielded little result, but SportPesa now claim that it may have overtaken Kenya Power as the biggest user of Safaricom's M-Pesa platform.
I'm sure we are their biggest. In terms of pay bill, I'm sure we are the biggest. Because I know at some point it was KPLC, for paying your electricity bill. But for us, I think now we have taken over.
The transaction costs are actually M-Pesa transaction costs. M-Pesa does not charge you to deposit or withdraw, and that's a distinction that needs to be made. Safaricom has provided us with a solution, a wallet, but remember, it's not a free solution or a free wallet. They have invested their own infrastructure to give Kenyans a chance to transact money on the mobile phone.
Mobile telecommunications company Airtel is also looking for a piece of the pie and has waived transaction fees for their subscribers who want to venture into sport betting. The aging cyber cafe also received a new lease of life as young people flocked back to them to place bets. Walk into a cyber cafe in Eldoret town and you'll probably find young people hunched over computers studying upcoming fixtures, odds and placing bets.
Kwa sababu simu ni ndogo, as in wezi pata space ya kufungua tabs mingi za kuanalyze, of which kuna sites mingi za kuanalyze games. Sasa unapata ukitumia computer ni a bit better.
Kenya has also become the launching pad through which several companies penetrate East Africa. These operators are keen to differentiate themselves from casinos, and to some extent they are justified. The fact that much results are outside the influence of local betting operators means that sometimes the house may appear to lose.
The chances of winning a jackpot, let's say for example you have 10 matches, are very, very slim. 10 matches they have chosen for you to predict are not going to be obvious matches. Even if they put 1 or 2 obvious matches, the rest are going to be, they have chosen for you to predict, are not going to be obvious matches.
Nevertheless, the sport betting companies operating in Kenya seem to be doing quite well, which indicates that they have figured out how to mitigate their losses and make money off what may look like small bets.
They make money with the hopes that the amount of money people have used to place bets should be more than the amount of money they pay out as winnings. So out of 10 people who place a bet, we only hope to get 1 winner.
Betting companies are managed via betting softwares that are connected to betting houses overseas, and they provide real-time odds, description of matches, among other information. The makers of these softwares study team trends and translate them into odds. For example, it is no secret that Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger is tight-fisted on buying big names, and his team usually finishes in position 4. What may appear to be a joke about Arsenal is actually serious data for bookmakers. In addition, the softwares also have a payment component where they withhold your money if your team lost or pay out if your team wins. Insights from 2 sport betting insiders affiliated to 2 of the bigger betting companies indicate that Nairobi and Uasin Gishu County are hotspots when it comes to betting. To get a better picture of this, we visited the nearby Nandi County, where a half marathon took place on a Sunday in early March. We met 26-year-old Vincent Koech, who was hopeful of clinching a top 3 finish and walking away with some good prize money after the 21-kilometer race. The race kicked off at 9 a.m. and despite his best efforts, Vincent was not in the top 10. Not to worry, at least he has something to look forward to later in the day that could bring him some money: the English Premier League, where he has placed some bets on various matches.
Every week, Sele SportPesa nina shiriki maybe 1,500. Ninapenda sana kwa sababu ananisaidia, ninaweza lipa nyumba, ninaweza nunua chakula.
The upcoming athlete says he is not alone in this sport betting frenzy.
Athletes wengi wanapenda sana kwa sababu sasa ana relax, anaweza bet kwa sababu anaweza pata pesa ya kusaidiana naye.
But some members of the sport betting community who spoke to us on condition of anonymity are worried about the direction the industry is taking and the sort of messaging that the bigger players are putting out.
These things are meant for entertainment, not to make people rich. But what people are doing is that they are saying they are going to make people rich, which is not correct. Nobody in this world has ever been rich through gambling.
We asked Betting Control and Licensing Board Chairman Anthony Kongo whether some of the messages being conveyed to the public are potentially misleading.
I think you're taking Kenyans for granted. Yeah, we are one of the most highly educated population in Africa, and you can't fool them.
The chairman is barely 2 months on the job and already has a full in-tray.
We are going to come up with a code of conduct that will be applicable to all betting operators. This code of conduct will ensure that betting is done in a fair way, that we keep crime and misconduct out of the operations.
The United Kingdom Gambling Commission has released data showing that drug barons are laundering cash via gambling machines. The report further states that more than 600 complaints have been filed by United Kingdom bookmakers who suspect that their systems have been infiltrated and fixed by criminals.
There is the issue of money laundering. So we are going to work very closely with the mobile phone operators and most importantly, the Communication Authority of Kenya.
Taxation matters are a hot topic right now as a PricewaterhouseCoopers report revealed that KRA should be earning up to an estimated 500 million Kenya shillings annually in VAT and withholding taxes, but simply isn't. In the 2013 Finance Act, the government introduced a law targeting gambling that would see Treasury impose a 20% withholding tax on betting, but implementation has been difficult.
For the last good part of last year, 2015, the gambling institution were unable to pay tax because they were not given a platform to do this.
Because I know for a fact they haven't been able to realize any revenue. Yeah. So what we were asking is that they just ensure they have a taxation that will grow the industry. So at the end of the day, they realize the revenues they need.
Betting companies pay corporate tax. There is a gaming levy that should be charged, but we want to ensure as this company or this industry grows, they say give to Caesar what is Caesar's. The operations of these companies are growing by leaps and bounds, and we have to make sure that this translates to benefits to one, society, and the exchequer.
If the government has its way, then betting companies would deduct 20% from all their winners and submit the total as withholding tax. But that would soon affect their subscriber base, and that is why they are fighting for a different tax regime that doesn't affect their clients. Another challenge that the sport betting industry might have to grapple with in the near future is match fixing in local leagues.
Sasa tusemeni Chemelil na Gor. Sasa unacheza Chemelil na wewe ni goalkeeper. Sasa unaona Gor itatupiga. Sasa wewe unaekelea bet ya Gor Mahia iwapige. Hapo utawin kama 10,000. Lakini unaona dakika 89 ni draw. Na pesa yako itaenda bure umwekea 1,000. Utasema hiyo 1,000 yako haiwezi enda.
There's nothing wrong with a betting company sponsoring the league because the league knows, the players know their ethical standards. What is a player going to gain by fixing one match, and for you to win any money you have to get like 4 or 5 matches right? So will you fix a KPL match, you get it right? Will you go fix a match in Spain?
Kenyan medical practitioners have not yet raised the red flag on sports betting and addiction, but a leading rehabilitation center in the city confirmed to Citizen TV that they have treated 2 individuals with gambling addiction, one specifically addicted to sports betting. That is the only information they could divulge. Clearly, sport betting is on the rise in Kenya and comes with both opportunities and challenges for a largely youthful population. At the end of the day, however, it is you, the consumer, who decides whether or not to place a bet.